The air, and we're talking about all the tech stories that you have been wanting to hear about in the tech world. Now, let's get back into our story, because we're talking about the Google app known as Alfred, and Google is shutting down Alfred on the 19th of this month. So if you're someone that has used Alfred, you have until today, end of business day today, July 12th, to let Google know through the app to send you all an archive of all of your data, all of your saves, all of the things that you have tagged, all the data and places you've tagged. Now, this is a turn of events from Google's original plan to leave Alfred open for the foreseeable future. As the company told us back at the time of acquisition, but it's not really a surprise either, apart from the fact that Google has a track record of closing down apps after buying them. Wavy, Meebo, Slide, Aardvark, all of these things, Google, just a few examples of apps that Google bought and then shut down. The company has been gradually consolidating more features in fewer products. In this case, it's been adding more recommendation features onto both its Maps app as well as Google+. Just like they added voice to Google Hangouts to try and consolidate some of that. Now, having said that, it's unclear whether any of Alfred's technology has been used in those recommendation features. The apps, for those of you who don't know it already, went beyond being a simple search engine for places near you. Instead, Alfred provided personalized recommendations for restaurants, coffee shops, bars, nightclubs, using a combination of artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms. The idea being that it would learn more about places to suggest to you based on places that you visit. So it was something like that. So even kind of like the app we talked about yesterday that is getting into the restaurant business as far as delivery business, Yelp. They have a recommendation service as well, Yelp.com. You go on there. It's only in San Francisco and New York, but Yelp has a recommendation service for businesses you recommend or you like, or restaurants you like, and so forth. And then teaming up with Eat 24/7, they were able to bring food to you in terms of at those restaurants. They could bring delivery right to your house. But now Alfred is kind of like that, and it was Google's version of it. And they wanted to give you recommendations based on places you visit, based on places you tag. It would give you recommendations based on that. Now, some even compared it to a kind of proto-Siri in its approach to being a kind of personal assistant. After launching in 2011, the app and developers behind it were compelling enough, apparently, to attract the attention of Groupon as a potential acquirer. Indeed, it may have been, but partly Google's motivation to pick it up simply to keep it out of the hands of Groupon, and that has been something that Google as well has been known for. Now, CleverSense originally had ambitions to take the app to more countries and to add more types of businesses beyond places to eat and drink and hang out and stuff like that. However, until tomorrow, it remains U.S. only and never expanded to future categories. The last update was over a year ago on May of 2012, so it has been left out to run itself for a while now, and so that is the end coming up of Alfred. But do I think this is something that Google should get rid of? No, I think this is not one of those things that now, although on Google Hangouts people can recommend things, because on Google Hangouts you can do stuff like that, but not everybody wants to have Google Hangouts. Not everybody uses Google Plus. I have a Google Plus account as a once you sign up for a Gmail account, you automatically get a Google Plus account. But I never use my Google Plus account. I never use Hangouts But maybe something like Alfred would be something that I would pick up and use because it's not necessarily connected to a bunch of social sites that I have to deal with. So for Google to say that, you know what, this is not something that we're going to waste time on, this is not something that we're going to use, I don't know. This is, to me, this would have been one of the products that I would have liked to have seen Google either consolidate inside another product like Hangouts or leave as a standalone product. To just go ahead and mix it all together. No. But that's Google, and Google has been doing stuff like that for quite a while, so it doesn't surprise me, but at the same time, it's not what I would have done if I was the CEOs at Google. But then again, I'm not the CEO of Google, so that's what they do. So we're going to have to see how this affects Google, and I really don't think it's going to affect them too much because nobody was really using the service to begin with. That doesn't mean that if Google didn't put a little money into it, they couldn't get people to use the service. But I just don't think, I think Google wanted to keep this out of the hands of other people, like Groupon, and people like that, so that they don't get this and run away with it. And that's how a lot of these companies are. Big companies like Google will buy up little companies. Yahoo will buy a company, just like Google bought Waze. It wasn't that Google couldn't develop something like Waze, but they wanted to keep Waze out of the hand of Apple and out of the hand of Yahoo. And so they bought them not because they couldn't develop a company like Waze or have the technology to do what Waze does, but they took them out of the hands of other people that would use them as a competitor. That's how it is in the in the world of technology and in the world of business. Companies want to make sure that they don't have to compete with other companies in certain areas. So, hey, that's how it is, and we're just going to have to wait and see how Google deals with this. And I don't think it's going to affect them because they can still do this in Google Hangouts. I just think that the idea was a good one, and a company like Yelp who's developing that, I think they're going to be successful. Speaking of companies that are going to be successful or that are already successful, The Verge has reported that for all of you out there, LG's 4K TV sets in the 55 and 65-inch models, remember that a lot of these TVs were released in South Korea, but not here. Now LG is, according to a report by The Verge, LG is about to release their 55 and 65-inch 4K TV sets in the U.S. for $7,000 and $8,000 respectively. Now these TVs, they look impressive as far as TVs go. Now the LG 4K TV lineup has tripled in size as the company announced the U.S. release details for its 55 and 65-inch sets. Both the LA9 9700 models started rolling out to retailers this week. And besides their ultra high definition resolution, meaning their 4K status, offering a 4.1 speaker setup. We're going to show you a picture of this setup and LG's upscaling technology, no doubt designed to mitigate the current standard of video signal that is around today of true 4K content. Now the TVs were shown at CES earlier this year. 55-inch set will sell for $7,000 and the 65 model will cost $8,000, meaning that LG has chosen to price its lineup higher than both Sony and Samsung equivalent offerings. Now the company says that a release in regions such as the UK and Australia will follow, but hasn't yet announced pricing in those regions. Let me go ahead and show you a picture of this thing before we really talk about this 4K business that a lot of you are going to get hit with when you go into the TV stores. A lot of you are going to get hit by the people at Best Buy, by the people at Tiger Direct. You're going to get hit by them as far as these new sets coming out. Let me blow this thing up. Just blow it up. And now this is the 4K set right here. This right here is the 4K set, and these are the speakers that come with it. You see right there, those two large speakers, these come with this set right here. And for $7,000 and $8,000, yeah, hey, I don't mind getting a TV, but if the problem with 4K is one that the average consumer will not understand or will not know until it's too late. But we're going to talk about that coming up after the break. If you don't want to be caught off guard, if you don't want to be talked into getting something that really you don't need, you need to watch the next segment coming right up after the break. So just stay tuned right there, and we will talk more about LG's 4K set and what it means to you as a consumer right here on Tech Pulse coming up after the break. So just stay tuned. No, really, stay tuned. Just stay right there.